Thank you. Max Roach, Clifford Brown Quintet. They'll be back later in the program, ladies and gentlemen. And Carol Land, Richie Powell, George Morrow, Max Roach, and Clifford Brown.
This year was the 60th anniversary of Clifford Brown's appearance at the Newport Jazz Festival. On July 16, 1955, the Max Roach Clifford Brown Quintet opened Saturday night's program and ignited a fire right away. As usual, Clifford played a brilliant set. Later in the evening, Clifford and Max, along with Jerry Mulligan and Chet Baker, joined the Dave Brubeck Band on stage for a final jam session. At some point, the crowd left their seats and encircled the stage. When George Wein came out waving his arms to end the evening, Clifford ignored him and took one more spectacular chorus just as the rain began to fall. It would be Clifford's only appearance at the festival, as he died tragically in a car accident the following summer at the age of 25. We continue to celebrate his extraordinary contribution to the world of jazz. Brownie Speaks at Newport was a very special event that took place on July 30th, 2015.
It was really a pleasure to travel with a group of friends, to go up to Newport and to play. I've loved this music since I was a kid. And I remember this one track of Cherokee, and I heard it, and that just did it for me. When you ask about what I got from Clifford Brown's playing, he sets not only a very high standard, but he sets all of the standards. It's an entire conception of playing the trumpet.
His playing is just clear and bright, and then this sounds just perfect to me. That's it.
He was really well polished, and that kind of inspired me to polish my own playing, even though I'm not a trumpet player, but that kind of forced me to take a closer look at myself.
One of the most remarkable things was how all the other musicians talked about him. Even Charlie Parker and Dizzy Gillespie, they were all just like exclaiming about him. And for someone to come after Bird and Diz and to still catch their attention so soon after, especially at that young of an age, is pretty amazing to me.
The important thing is you can't just look at the age, you also have to look at the age that they're living in. I don't think you can abstract his genius from the world that he was living in at the time.
우선은 저한테는 그 뉴포트에서 우선 공연을 할 수 있다는 것 자체가 저한테는 너무나 큰 영광이었고, 그다음에 역시나 공연 역시도 너무 재밌었어요.
That theater just resonated. Like, I feel like you could kind of feel it when you walked into the room, like, oh, this is going to sound good. You know, this is going to be a night. And it was.
Playing bebop, I think it's always a challenge because there's so much happening all the time. There's a lot of chords, a lot of notes, interaction. There's all kinds of things to think about, let alone just playing your instrument with a nice sound and intonation. I think the challenges of playing that music has kind of changed through the years because now we're more familiar with it, but now you have all these other distractions to make it more modern, but you don't want to take away from the beauty of the original music.
I love playing the music. It's a real pleasure and it's a privilege. especially to play it in a context like this at a high level and with a certain degree of notoriety surrounding it.
It was really great experience to me. And then I sang, I remember Clifford. I remember Clifford.
The theater provided one of the best viewing experiences we've had of the film. It sounded great, it looked great. It was really a thrill for us as filmmakers to watch the movie presented in that fashion. We had an enthusiastic and knowledgeable audience. We had a great time with the Q&A. The theater itself goes back into the 1800s and back into silent movie days.
우선은 그러니까 저도 잘 알지 못하는 그러니까 클리포드 브라운에 대해서 확실히 조금 더 많이 알게 되고 그 어떤 영화를 통해서 그의 삶이나 그의 음악에 대해서 조금 더 심도 있게 배운 것 같습니다.
After having the thrill of performing on the eve of the festival, we got to spend 3 days attending the festival and hearing some of the greatest music in the world on 4 stages simultaneously all day over a period of the 3 days. The setting is incredible, just bright blue water, warm sunny weather, beautiful sailboats.
I guess I expected it to be pretty awesome. I mean, it's the Newport Jazz Festival. So I got turned on to a lot of new music, a lot of new players.
The collection of talent that they amassed in a 3-day period, it was just overwhelming for sure, in the best way possible though.
When I was a sophomore in classical university, I watched a Korean music program. It was my first time to see someone who is singing jazz. She was Cassandra Wilson. Her voice was like just instrument. So I could feel something from her singing. So I was really looking forward to see her and listen to her singing.
It was a great honor to meet George Wein and be able to talk with him for a while. He's been producing the Jazz Festival since 1954.
I really enjoyed the program. I think part of it was because of how customizable it was. There's so many great teachers, and there's also teachers with different strengths, and you don't have to study with just one teacher.
There's a broad spectrum of artistic things you can get involved with. Like if you were interested in like hanging with Jay-Z's band, or if you were interested in straight ahead jazz, you could go to UArts and find the sources you need to pursue those things. It's not just a straight ahead school or not just like a contemporary school.
I had a very specific idea of what I thought I could get out of school, and it really changed my conception of it.